Hello, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. What is a subframe on a car? A subframe can be either a component that holds important car parts or a set of reinforcing bars used to brace the unibody. The primary goals of using a subframe are to distribute high chassis loads over a large region of pretty thin sheeting in a monocoque body shell, as well as to separate vibrations of the car engine from the entire car body. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to my channel, like, and share this video. What is a subframe on a car? The engine, suspension, and steering system are all held in place by the subframe made of steel tubes. The engine, powertrain, suspension, and steering components are located in this subframe. It is a discrete structure within a much larger body-on-frame shell. There are three primary types of subframes, each with its own set of functions. Making the distinction between body-on-frame and unibody construction methods will help you comprehend subframes better. The body of a vehicle rests on top of a full-length frame in a classic body-on-frame construction. The body and frame are combined into a single unit in a unibody design, sometimes termed a monocoque. What is a subframe lift? A subframe lift is a component that lifts the entire body and chassis away from the suspension system subframe. Although if your components fail, you will always be a few inches higher. It also disables all differentials, suspension, and steering components, allowing them to function as designed. Having to deal with a subframe lifting demands a professional's expertise. Make sure you have a couple of floor jacks before dropping the subframe. Lower the subframe slowly to the ground after loosening the three subframe nuts on each side. While loosening the subframe nuts, insert your floor jack under the rear differential to keep the subframe in place. Then gradually reduce the disparity. The rear differential is attached to the subframe, so lowering the differential will also lower the subframe. What's a subframe drop? Subframe drop implies lowering the front differential to maintain stock car angles. It's not easy to do a proper subframe drop because it necessitates fabricating several vital components. Some of them are: 1. Fully adjustable trailing arms should be available. 2. Shocks in the rear with a longer length. 3. Several steering arms and adapters will be used to rectify the front end geometry. There are a few things to follow when performing a subframe drop. Then there's the subframe drop, which comprises 6 separate sections. There are 2 double barrels and 4 single barrels. These are used with grade 8 elongated hardware to fit into the chassis. The spacers come in second. These are mounted on top of the struts to offer more ground clearance. Finally, a steering column extension is required because the rack is coupled to the subframe. Finally, there are the expanded spindles, as previously demonstrated. We'll replace the ball joints and reinstall them maybe next week. What is the purpose of a subframe drop? Dropping the subframe is done for a variety of reasons. One of the most important is when you need to calibrate or adjust your automobile. A bolt-on on the front control arm can't be changed or removed without a subframe drop. The subframe drop's main objective is to drop the drivetrain and suspension units. Overall, it is done at the expense of some ground clearance to improve clearance between the tires and the fenders. However, the answer is as simple as cutting the bolt through the existing arm with a reciprocating saw and a 9-inch long metal cutting blade, then installing a new control arm with a new bolt inserted in the opposite direction. Can you repair a rusted subframe? Yes, you can, with an experienced mechanic. You may eventually meet a highly corroded subframe if you reside in an area where the roads are heavily salted during the winter. The problem is dangerous, but it might also lead your vehicle to fail a state inspection. Despite what you learn on the internet, it would help if you did not attempt to repair a heavily rusted subframe. Patching up the subframe, a structural component of the car, can jeopardize its integrity. The only advised repair technique for extensive corrosion is replacing the subframe. But first, inspect the rest of the car for rust damage. What is a rear subframe on a car? Aluminum rear subframes are very popular in rear-wheel drive vehicles that require high driving dynamics and comfort. The axle must keep the wheels on the road to guarantee continual and uniform traction of the driving wheels. As a result, it's critical to design a structural module that's both light and stiff. Additional elements to consider are severe package limits and the quality requirements of a safe, functional chassis part. This subframe's complexity and size and the high degree of specifications bring a new complexity to the design of aluminum chassis parts for series production. Where's the subframe on a car? The subframe, which supports the suspension and powertrain, is positioned beneath the frame of an automobile. It is sometimes referred to as the engine cradle, or in some circumstances, the K-frame, in front of internal combustion engines. It wraps around the motor housings in electric vehicles to provide mount support and protect the battery in a frontal collision. In conclusion, although repairs are more cost-effective, replacement is preferable for safety reasons. If you want to do your maintenance and repairs, hire a professional. Body shops often have specialized equipment for repairing full-length frames. With a subframe, a shop might be able to do the same. This is all we've got in today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, and share this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.